you stand for the pledge, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Everybody has a copy of the minutes from the last meeting. We're going to waive the reading of the minutes. So I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes from the last meeting. Okay, a second? Okay, minutes accepted. Before we go on to anything else, I'm going to ask Allison to come up real quick and talk about, what are you talking about?
The Chinese, the basket extravaganza.
The basket extravaganza. Why I can't remember that is beyond me.
Just to let you know, tickets are available now up until before Christmas break for $60. And I currently have them now, so if anybody wants to buy them, you can purchase them this evening. And if I'm not here, Denise Militano is going to be able to help you as well. Okay, and also get some, if you have things to donate, you have people, vendors, please let us know. It's always appreciated. All money goes back to us, the school, so it's really important that we do this. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. The treasurer's report.
Everybody should have a copy of the treasurer's report. Sorry. I have no voice. We have $1.25 in bank interest. Let's hear it for that bank interest. Membership, thank you. Every little bit helps. And we have some holiday fair table vendors. Our expenses, gifts to school are starting to outweigh what we are taking in. So hopefully these fundraisers will add to the coffers. PTA expenses and hospitality.
If you're just coming in, please sign the book.
Can I have a motion to approve, please?
I motion.
Thank you. Lily, and a second? Sorry, didn't matter. Thank you.
Please sign it.
Okay, so we've had no new donation requests for money from the PTA, which is kind of a good thing. You can see here that the schedule of the PTA meetings are still here, so if you haven't written them down or put them on your calendar, please do so. The PTA also now has an email address. Feel free to use it if you have any questions, suggestions for fundraisers, anything like that. We are looking to have a paint night. We want to try and have it February 6th.
January.
No, February. Because that's when the person, oh, no, I'm sorry, January. I'm sorry, February 6th is something else.
That's me.
In January, we have a place. We just don't have a artsy type of person to kind of help us out. We did, but she's ill, and so she informed us yesterday that she won't be able to do it. So we're looking into something else. We are also looking into, we have the Modell's fundraiser. The papers are on the table. It's November 22nd to December 20th. Pass it around, bring some, send them to whomever. It's on our school web page, our Facebook page. Our Amazon fundraiser, please go to smile.amazon.com, select New Dorp High School, and we'll get money back from that. And our Barnes & Noble fundraiser is Saturday, December the 14th. If anyone can help us that day, please, Lillian is the chair, please come and talk to Lillian. Even if you can do a couple of hours, we have to be there from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m.
And I already said I'll take the last shift, so.
Okay, so.
Did you just sign up for Smile? Amazon Smile? Because last month, New Dorp was not on there at all.
Yes, it was. Because I set it up
When did you set it up?
about 2 months ago.
Okay, so maybe it was 2 months. Because I went on there to change schools.
Okay.
I said, I'm not giving money to my daughter's school, I'll give money to the school. And
You know what,
came
check
up.
again, and then
It's in the back
email,
of
if it's
September.
not going through, go to the email us at the PTA at New Dorp High School and
Yeah,
let
I'll
us
go.
know, okay? Yeah, so for the Barnes & Noble, please help. We are gonna need a lot of help that day, so as many parents as can help us. Sorry?
Do you want me to explain what they have to do?
Sure, so Lillian will explain kind of what you have to do that day.
All right, what it is, unfortunately, you don't get a discount. We get money back for percentage of the sales. Where are the coupons? Are the coupons put out there? Oh,
Did she send them in?
no, she sent it, you're gonna print them. All right, don't worry, because you can do it on your phone too. You can walk in there and say, I'm here for the New Dorp Fair fundraiser, and they will give you the discount. That's not the problem. What we need is, because we're trying to get more money, they give us a wrapping table. They supply everything to us, but we need parents there and students to wrap. We can put the donation jars on the table, and we need kids to go in the mall, give out the little flyers. We cannot give them out inside or at the front door of Barnes & Noble, but we can give them out throughout the mall. We could let people know, just go in and say, you know, I'm here for that. It is also good for the Starbucks side. I know one of the sporting, the clubs did the pie fundraisers. If they want pies, they can go over there and get the pies and say, for New Dorp High School, and they will apply anything and everything. But we need adults at the table with the kids. We cannot have the kids there by themselves. So if anybody can come, we're gonna try to set up a schedule for everybody. Like I said, I'll take the late shift. I already volunteered for it. And my daughter's coming with me on the late shift, but we still need at least 3 parents and a bunch of kids to wrap the presents. Thank you.
What's the date of that again?
The 14th.
December 14th. We're going from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m.
And we will give community service to all of the kids.
What day of the week is that?
It's a
It's
Saturday.
Saturday. Lillian has volunteered because we had nobody to step up for an attendance committee person, so she will be representing us on the attendance committee, which is, I just found out tonight, is the second Friday of every month at 9:40 a.m. So Lillian will take care of that. If you haven't done your PTA dues, please do so. Whatever donation you could make would be appreciated. Again, it goes back to our kids. Our funds are very, very low. We have never, I'm here 6 years, we've never been this low. So we're not getting the money that we used to get in the past. So if you could please help out with that. Anybody else that you know that could send in their dues, ask them to send in their dues. Sing is tomorrow night that we're taking care of concession. So we'll have basket raffles tomorrow night. If you guys are coming to sing, stop by our table, take a couple of raffle tickets. The holiday fair. So the holiday fair this year is on a Monday. In the past, we've done it on the weekends, but we had problems with foot traffic. So we're switching it up. We're switching it up a little bit this year. We are having it on Monday, December the 8th. We're going from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you can come, it's open to parents. It's open to outside people. It's going to be in the dance gym. So if you could please come, that would be very helpful to us. If you can send your children with some money to spend, that would be very helpful to us. Again, it goes back to them. It's to support your kids. Anything we make that day goes in to our bank account and goes back out to the kids. Nothing ever stays there. It goes in the form of scholarships for seniors, scholarships for underclassmen at the end of the year. Everything goes back to the kids. So it's really only supporting your own children. Spread the word. Flyers are going to be coming out. It's on the web page. It's everywhere. So please come and support that fundraiser. Yes, and spread the word. And I think that's all I've got. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, if nobody has any questions, I'm turning the floor over to Mr. Nicholas.
All right. I need my slippers in the jaws. So I just want to share with you the news that we've been awarded, we filled out an application for Smile New York Outreach to be a site where they bring in a mobile dental unit into the school. They do dental cleaning, dental checkups, and then they give you a form if they see cavities for you to then take the children to their dentist to fill cavities. You know, I think we all agree that the teeth are very important, and not enough people take care of their teeth, unfortunately. Getting to the dentist regularly is a problem. And so I just happened to come across it one day. I was very interested in it because even though we're not considered a community school, I feel like we have to do things that are more community-based. And I just think it'd be pretty cool and fun for the kids, especially the kids in the Health Science Institute and the Math Science Institute that are thinking about careers in the medical field, just to see how the dentists will be here checking teeth, doing the cleaning. So they bring a mobile unit in. We'll be sending all the permission slips home in second period, and we hope that you will consider, especially if your child hasn't had a cleaning in the last year, that you will sign up and let them at least do a cleaning and a checkup. I think it's important, and I think what will also happen is that they'll talk a little bit about oral care in terms of brushing and rinsing and eating right and less candy and less Slurpees at 7 o'clock in the morning. So, you know, I think it's a good thing. They'll be here on January 6th. And they have to complete the form no later than December 13th. So of course I'll be sending messages home just to remind everybody what the application is for. Okay? Any questions about that? No?
That's a separate form from the clinic itself, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It has nothing. This has nothing to do with the Staten Island clinic here. This came in separate. This is something I found out about separate. At first, we weren't going to be chosen because we're not a school in the Bronx or in the depths of Brooklyn. You know, we're in Staten Island, but I still believe that it's very important. I'm obsessed with teeth, so I really thought it was important. So, no, it has nothing to do with the Staten Island Health Center. Okay, any problems with that? Okay, so the student union approached me. A little takeoff on the 12 days of Christmas. They're doing the 12 giveaways of the holidays. 12 holiday giveaways. That's what they're calling it. And so starting Thursday, December 5th, straight through the school days, there's 12 school days from the 5th to the 20th, which is the last day before the holiday. They're doing giveaways every day. So they're starting with candy canes, and then they're doing holiday cheer. So they're going to have the cheerleaders cheering in here when the kids come in with holiday hats on and stuff. The next day is holiday chocolates, then holiday lollipops, then holiday humor. They're going to do a little humor over second period announcements. Then they're going to do holiday music throughout the day on the 12th. Then they're going to do, so this is what they asked for today. I approved it. I sent it out to the whole staff. On Friday, December 13th, they want a holiday weekend free of homework. So it's a Friday. So that'll be their gift from the staff. Monday, December 16th, holiday pencils. Then they're going to do a holiday selfie station on the 17th, and then holiday wishes on the 18th, where the staff is going to fill out holiday wish cards, and we're just going to give them out to kids as they come in. Then they're going to do holiday trivia on the 19th, and then we're going to do holiday fun with our holiday winter pep rally. They have a lot planned for surprise, you know, shows and all that stuff. So the kids are being very creative. I thought it was pretty cute that they came forward with that. So I'm doing that. I also wanted to address something that came up with the school leadership team yesterday, and that's the surprise of getting a report card and not being able to see progress on pupil path because teachers are either not giving you enough information ahead of time, or in particular the phys ed department not taking attendance or marking students unprepared so that you're prepared to see a failing grade. I'm going to ask for your help, because unless I go into each one separately, I really can't really print reports that tell me who's entering what. So if you're on pupil path and you're frustrated, you know, one of the things I think I shared with you about the Gates grant, and we're studying the 9th graders. I think I shared that with you over the last couple of months. So one of the things we realized this week, that we took, we have a group of 35 students that were studying. And when you study a small group, and that's small, even though it sounds large, it's 35, it's still appropriate for our size school. When you study 35 students that vary in levels of abilities, attendance, and so on, you learn a lot that really impacts a full grade. And that's what we're doing right now. So the other day, we spent on election day, we spent about 2 hours looking at these 35 students. In particular, we looked at their attendance and their grade point average, their total average from the end of 8th grade. And then we looked at first marking period, grade point average, and their attendance up to that date. What I can tell you is for all 35 randomly selected children on the 9th grade level, attendance went up straight across the board. Some kids have 100% attendance and did not have that in middle school, which was really exciting for us because it means they want to be here, and that's really, really great. It also means the parents are getting them out of the house in the morning to get to school, so that's really cool. What we did find, which is impacting our messaging to staff, is that in some cases where students average, let's say their math grade was 75 in middle school for math, their math grade, not necessarily math, I'm using it as an example, but their math grade was down here. When we looked further, because we didn't just take it at face value, we then went to scheduler, we looked at who the teacher was, we looked at the assignments, we looked at the test grades, and we're finding that some kids got a grade average with only 1 test in the whole first marking period. So you bomb that first 1 test, or you get lower than you used to, and I have a junior at home who has a meltdown if he doesn't get a chance to have more tests in a marking period if he doesn't happen to do his best at that 1 test. So that's a problem for us. When we see that there's 4 or 5 homeworks and maybe only 3 or 4 of them were graded, that's a problem for us. When there's no writing grades or quizzes in there to be averaged in with the test grades so it balances a little bit, that's a problem for us. So now I'm the only administrator, the rest of them are all 9th grade teachers that are the part of this teacher group that's studying the 9th grade. So they were really upset about it as teachers, that the students were at a little bit of a disadvantage, well, a lot of disadvantage if there was that 1 test. So that's the message that's going out. There's representation on this committee of teachers from every SLC, and the message is going back so that we can start thinking about that piece. In addition, we feel like, you know, students come from middle school and they come from a place, and even the parents, where you don't yet really deeply understand what does it mean to graduate high school. Like, what do you have, what are the requirements for graduation as a 9th grader? You just went through 3 grades in middle school and you didn't have to gather credits. You know, if you failed, you still went on to the next grade, and if you went to summer school, you went on to the next. It's not like that here, you know. There's regents that have to be passed, there's classes that have to be passed. You need 4 years of English, 4 years of social studies, 4 years of math, 3 years of science, and so on. And the kids don't know this. So this is one thing that we found out by interviewing these 35 children, that they don't really understand that piece. So we had a little bit of a meet and greet with them on Friday morning. We introduced ourselves. There's 5 for each of 7 SLCs. We didn't have anybody in the Math Science Institute that had below an 80 grade point average in middle school, so we didn't include them. So we have the other 7 SLCs represented, 5 students for each. Their guidance counselor was there, their assistant principal was there, and these representative teachers were there. So we're going to provide some mentoring, and we're going to do surveys, we're going to do presentations. We're going to ask these 35 students to participate with us in mentoring the 9th grade and getting information out to the 9th grade so that they're better informed and better prepared going forward. We also want to design some study skill type lessons that will be implemented on the 9th grade level. How do you stay organized with your notebook? What's your best way of studying for regents? You know, listen, the Hoffman writing program really helps us. I mean, we see such a difference in our 9th grade from 8th grade to 9th grade just in the writing piece when we look at their beginning of the year assessments to the end. But we also need them to stay organized. If I tell you during Halloween, you know, it was raining, so we had all the tables in here, and we were checking bags as everyone came in. I opened up bags and I go, how do you do this? Like, it was like a mess in the bags. I didn't know how they did it. So it's just little things, but I think the outcomes are going to be huge for us. So I just wanted to let you know that. Again, Sing is tomorrow night and Friday night. If you're coming, we ask you please, if you can, bring cans for our can drive and put it in the box in the lobby that matches your SLC for your child. FAFSA completion day, how many here are senior parents? So hopefully you signed up for FAFSA completion day on Saturday. It's really a lot of help. Someone sits with you one-on-one and helps you complete the FAFSA for free. So you really should do it. Go on Naviance and sign up. It's very good. How many of you are junior parents? You came the other night? Did you think it was helpful and informative? All right, that was something that came out of this meeting. You know, people saying we need a junior meeting so we're prepared for senior year because it was like a shock. So, you know, out of recommendation from all of you, we did that so that we can give out information early. Unfortunately, I don't even know if we had 100 parents out of 762 juniors, but what?
75.
We had 75 parents. You know, to me that's sad, but I get it. Midterms are November 18th through 21st, so please remind them to study. Parent-teacher conferences are the 21st and 22nd, and yes, you do have pupil path, and yes, you are informed, but there's nothing like that face-to-face conversation with a teacher in the areas where your child is struggling. If your child's running a 95, a 96, a 99, you really don't have to go see that teacher. You can, and maybe you want to just say to the teacher, thank you, my student loves your class, because if they're doing that well, they must love the class, because that's how I see it with my son. That's great too. So, it's important to be here, but I know I'm talking to the choir here because you're always here. It's all the others that I need to come to. You got a message tonight about the blood drive. I don't know if you got it because you were here. So anybody 16 and older can give blood. Unfortunately, I can't give blood because I had chemo at some point. So we understand those who can't give, but if you can give and you're willing to give, that's great. We invite parents to come in and also donate that day if that's something that you want to do. Just come, you can email Allison Bennett or Janine Zagari, and they'll sign you up to donate as well.
What day again, sorry?
It's Monday on the 25th, and if we collect 100 pints of blood, we can help 300 people who need transfusions. So we would love to do that. The senior breakfast is the 27th, and that's when the seniors will get their senior wear. They've already voted on the design. A survey went out to the senior class. They're really excited about it. I'm excited for them. Our second report card is the 10th of December. Second marking period already started, so you have to stay on our students to do their homework and do what they have to. We're getting into the holiday season. Everyone gets a little lax and a little loosey-goosey. We can't have that. We have to stay on top of things because then we wake up and it's the beginning of January, and then there's midterms and regions and the end of the term, and then they're like, oops, sorry, forgot. When Sing is over next week, the kids get right to work on the Black Box Theater, which is December 12th and 13th. That's always really, really nice. I know it's before the holiday, but we still pack the house. They're very talented, the kids. The winter concert is the 18th. The Hungerford program will be, they have acts that they're doing alone, and we are doing collaborative acts where our students and the Hungerford students will be together on stage. It's pretty cool. And I told you about the pep rally already. So November is can drive. December we're doing coat, toy, teen gifts, and hat, scarves, gloves drives. And I know it's a lot, so if you're out and you're shopping and you see things, just if you can pick them up. We're probably going to do a full glove day. I just feel like our kids come in without jackets on, without hats on, without gloves on. So the student union usually orders just those little miracle gloves that just grow when you put them on your hands, and we give them out because it gets cold and they forget about that. All right, any questions or concerns for me?
I have two. One, senior pictures. I had contacted Mrs. Gary. I called her numerous times
She has nothing
until
to do
finally
with it.
she called me back
Okay.
because the pictures that came out horrible. They couldn't even tell the kid that his hair was sticking up to at least
Okay.
look at it. Then now I have to go pay. So I
We
emailed.
had a lot of mirrors. A lot.
Well, nope, not
Seriously.
One
I was in
person.
there
I mean,
myself.
the hair is.
There had to
just
be about 10 mirrors around.
Horrible.
All the kids were in the mirrors, who was
Horrible.
going like this, lipstick, hair, hairspray.
Yeah, horrible. I mean, a lot of parents are saying the same
The
thing.
position,
The
eyes not looking
positioning.
direct, like maybe he was in a rush.
And then
All right.
for the candid, they said that they could wear their team jerk, but they didn't say you could wear the pants with it because now my son has his
Dress pants.
soccer jersey on with pants that don't even match. So, I mean,
Did
then,
you talk to Mr. Riley?
well, I called up the company
Okay.
because after emailing them, telling them that a $400 package, I'm gonna spend $400 on a package that I have to pay for a $30 sitting fee. I don't think, you're deterring me from doing that. I could bring him to JCPenney's for the same thing. I mean, I just wanna I have to pay $30 for the yearbook, for
Okay.
him to be in the yearbook, but I think it was just a horrible, horrible situation. You're going to do, she's doing
It was
retake.
10 to sit down, and then for the retake, it said 30, am I correct?
$30,
I'm
yes.
like, wow, that's kind of like a
Okay.
ripoff, don't get me wrong,
I
I think
will,
retake should be
I will call the company
free.
myself. I will call the company, I have no problem, I didn't know about this, so.
Like parents that
Listen to me,
are-
I'm gonna say it 100 times because I say it all the time. If someone doesn't call back, or you're not satisfied, or you can't talk to Allison, because if you talk to her, she always comes to me to get some answers to some of the things that she might not be able to handle herself, email me. I email everybody back. I never leave a parent hanging. I really don't. I email everyone. So instead of stewing and letting it aggravate you, just write to me. I will see what I can do. If I can't, I'm going to tell you it's out of my hands. This is another company, but I can talk to them. We give them a lot of business. So I will talk to them on behalf of many of you who may not have had a good experience. But we did share with the juniors already some of the issues that went on, just so that the juniors are prepared for next year. I know that doesn't help you today, but, these are some of the things that we learned that, maybe didn't come out the right way. All right, but I will follow up.
And then for SLCs, I know that Avada and ACMA are going away to Disney and Universal. Why aren't the other institutes offered something to go away, like forensics to either Washington? I mean, I don't think it's right that my son worked his ass off to get nothing. He
Well-
says, "Oh, I can't go to Disney. I can't go to Universal." Maybe he wanted to go. I
Well,
don't
it is
think
by
it's-
SLC, and so some SLCs do raise money to run these trips, so we could keep the cost down for the kids in senior year. Some SLCs have trips in earlier grades that others don't. So for instance, forensics
My-
goes on paintball.
My son
And the others
went
don't.
on 3 trips since he's in 9th grade. 3 trips out of the whole 4 years.
I mean, the kids could bring it up too. They have a student council, they have a voice, they could bring it up too. They're always asked what they wanna do. We try to get the kids involved. Not anybody wants to be involved planning the things and being part of, believe me, it's not easy. You could sit and say that, but then we bring it back and, not as many kids are involved. ACMA and AFAD have been doing it for many years. They work very hard at it, and sometimes there could be a senior class. Each SLC has a senior class of almost 100. They get 13 kids, 15 kids that wanna go, tops 23 maybe. You know what I mean? So it's not like this huge thing that's going on, and there's so many kids going. We have European trips that go out every year, that's open to the whole school. We have senior trip that goes on for the whole school. So sometimes the SLCs don't wanna compete with the bigger trips. They have a day trip, they have a weekend trip for seniors, they have a junior trip, they have a sophomore trip. Those are all open to everybody. And the reason we like to do that is because some kids feel very pigeonholed, thank you, pigeonholed into just their SLC, and they want to socialize outside. And we send hundreds of kids on trips together in, you know, for the whole school, not just for the SLC. But I will raise it with the cabinet on Friday, that some of the other SLCs would like to have something done in senior year. I can raise it, I don't know how, you know, how,
It's gonna go, yeah.
you know, what will be. All right, not everybody, you know, the senior year is very expensive, very expensive.
Oh.
And now you add another trip to Florida or Washington or wherever.
Can't you
It's-
get those boxes
it's a
of
lot of
like
money.
candies?
Aqua does that
Would
already.
you sell them? I
We
mean,
do, I mean, Forensics just
to
sold
make
pies, you know, they sell candy, they do everything they can, but you
But
hit a
like-
wall, you hit a wall
Aqua
sometimes.
does that. But you
so that
just
the kids
heard
could
us-
go with Disney.
But you just heard us say how our funds are diminishing.
Right,
The
right.
parents,
It's hard.
the kids get to high school and it's like, that's it, they're done, they don't have it.
It's
And
not just
getting
that, we're
harder
a
and
Title
harder.
I school.
You know what,
Yeah.
they did
People
have,
struggle.
Forensics had a pie, but it was like you had to buy 25 pies. Sell 25 pies, and this is what happens. I'm not selling 25, but you're lucky I buy one pie. I'm gonna sell 25 pies.
Now you
At
know how we struggle as a
$22 a
PTA.
A 20,
what
maybe the
Here.
candy would
$22.
bring more, I think, M&M's, Snicker and all
They're
that.
not allowed to
They
sell
get
them.
box, you know how we have to sign for the box, make sure you get your money back?
They're not allowed to sell them in the school.
No, I
And the
understand,
parent-
you give us a box and we send it to them.
Parents don't want it though, trust me when I tell you.
Well,
we
the
don't-
parents that do want them,
We
we
don't,
have-
because you know what,
we
I
have
have to do
50
for sport, for
We have
sports.
52 teams. I'm telling you
I-
that parents would rather just give the
I
money
do it.
for the candy than to try to sell
I
it.
do it for sports, and I had to buy a box, and you know what I gave it to? The kids trick or treating. So here's $1 for you, here's $1 for you, here's $1 for you, because I'm not gonna send my son out selling.
Right, see, nobody, they don't want it. I'm telling you, we've been doing this a long time. Any other questions, any other
I
concerns?
have a question.
Yes.
I have some parents that leave it for last minute. Their kid is graduating and they don't have no clue on like how to do the financial aid and all that stuff. Is there anyone
That's
that's
Saturday.
I know that already passed.
No, this
Oh,
goes
it's
Saturday.
Oh, is this Saturday?
You could still go on
I
Naviance.
thought it was on that.
No.
It passed and I told them it passed.
This
I'm
Saturday.
having
Saturday,
trouble
why?
with the FSAD.
That's
to
it.
get into FAFSA.
Right,
But
so
I
if you
did
come
to get
that
to
day,
FAFSA.
they'll get you on, they'll get you started, they'll get you going.
This Saturday.
Yes.
But it's by appointment.
It's by appointment, so you have to go and, you know.
I'll tell her to.
Yeah, she sent out an email,
What
she
about
sent
the-
out letters.
There's 3 separate times, she's starting at 9:30, 10:30, and 11:30. You have to call Marcy, up in the college office, she'll schedule you, she'll tell you whatever you need to bring with you.
What about if the parents like Spanish and like?
Talk to Marcy, because she'll have to,
She has
yeah,
translators.
later. If you need it, you have to let them know.
Wasn't it
No, this Saturday.
No, no.
And if you need to, you can make an appointment
Maybe
with the
Norton or
college
somebody
office
else.
during the day, and they'll meet with you one-on-one to go over applications, financial aid, and all that.
But this cost?
You can call Marcy, she's the secretary in there, and she'll set it up.
Because it's saying to
Anything else?
have the number
Thank you.
before you do the FAFSA. And I'm having trouble with the number before you do the FAFSA. This is,
Talk to Allison,
Are
she'll
you a
set you up
junior
to
or a
talk to
senior?
Marcy.
If you're juniors, I really highly recommend when they do the parent classes in March. Are we doing the parent classes in March? I don't, well, if they do the parent classes, do the college class as a junior parent. It's well worth it.
There's also a phone number that was emailed, if you go onto Pupil Path, there's a phone number that was emailed where if you're having trouble getting that ID number, because I've done it in the past, my kids have done this
no,
before.
you keep doing it wrong, it knocks you off.
No, but call the number and they will walk you through it. They walked me through it, how to retrieve my own because I forgot how to get it. They will walk you through it to get that number, to figure it out. If you got locked out, they'll walk you through it. I called the number today because my kids went to
And then we
college.
forgot this, we've been on it before, but it's just.
Yes, and if you
Yeah.
do, I couldn't remember my login,
Yes.
I couldn't remember my password, they gave me all the information, and boom, I went right in. So call that number, it's right in the email that we got, it says FS.
Yeah, we, no, but somehow it's like.
No, call the phone number, I'm telling you, it's very helpful if
just gotta be
you,
patient
if
with
you
it.
can't get it
Yeah, 'cause I
to work
get to
properly.
the end when it says to sign,
And then,
and then it kicks me out.
yeah.
I
We
say, at night.
Yeah, if you come
Can you use the same
Saturday,
ID for Louis' child, 'cause we got a twins that graduated?
Ms. Clark's gonna answer that question, because it was
Yes.
another question, and I don't know, and I'm not gonna tell you
Yeah.
that I do know the answer.
if you come Saturday,
No, we
No,
are.
yeah, we did.
yeah, come Saturday, but to get that ID number, call that 800 number. They'll get you the ID number. It's in the email. I did it today, I called today. Because I couldn't get that number for myself, and that was because my number
You
was.
know it offhand right now?
I don't. It's in the, you know what, though, give me your email and I'll forward it to you. Okay, before we leave, give me your email and I'll forward you the phone number, because I do have it. So, everybody's good, we can end this meeting now?
Yes. Wait,
Okay.
before we
So-
end,
oh,
can
go
I,
ahead.
I just wanna wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving,
Yes.
because this is the last one we're gonna have,
Before
and thank you so much. Before Thanksgiving, thank you so much for coming and supporting this forum.
And can I just ask if any of you know of a family, a Newdorp family preferably, that can use help with preparing, items to prepare a holiday dinner? The Rotary Club has asked us to give them names of family. They'll deliver an uncooked turkey and a basket full of the fixings to a family a couple of days before Thanksgiving, so that the family will have that. And sometimes, families don't want to tell us, and I get that, but I'm sure that when that shows up, they appreciate it. So if you have that, just shoot me an email if you have a name or so, or even if it's an extended Newdorp family that could really use it and they're not off one of our families, just let me know. We don't like hearing that anybody's without, and if we can help, we try our best. Okay?
Okay. No, yes.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you had a question.
No.
All right, so on behalf of the Newdorp PTA, I wish everyone a very, very happy Thanksgiving. And I'm making a motion to close the meeting. I'd like a second.
I'm hungry.
And the meeting is closed. Thank you, everybody.